Hey everybody, let's look at some lever guns again. I love these things, who doesn't? The cowboy action shooting and reminiscent of the old west, and they're easy to shoot too, and they're accurate, good for novice shooters, or of course shooters that shoot a lot. But what makes them good for new shooters is just one round at a time. None of this automatic, semi-automatic stuff where itchy trigger fingers and shaky hands with new shooters might, fire off more than one or two, three rounds that you don't want going down range or going in your general direction. So, lever guns are really neat for a lot of reasons. I personally love the looks of them. But I did a lever gun heaven video on my channel, and you might check that out because I've got a Marlin 336 in a 44 Magnum carbine from the 60s on there, and I have my Henry Golden Boy 22 and my Rossi Model 92 357 Magnum carbine with a large loop lever. You might look at that video. It's called Lever Gun Heaven, and I guess you could call this a Lever Gun Heaven Part 2. And I picked up 3 new ones, and one that is making its appearance for the second time. And that's this one here, is the Henry Mare's Leg 22 with the little 12-inch barrel. Super fun little, considered a pistol, super fun little pistol to shoot. And let my 9-year-old son shoot this one. He really likes it. When you shoot these little mare's legs, you want to rest this short little stock, kind of rest it up on the side of your cheek when you look down the sights. Because, unless you have really, really short arms, you can't put that stock on your shoulder and aim this thing because it's just too short. But you can shoot the longs or the shorts or the 22 long rifle, and it's really nice, really accurate. And I talked a little bit about that one in my last video. But really great. Hey, it's a great bug out gun to put in your bug out backpack. It holds 10 rounds of 22 long rifle and it holds 14 rounds of shorts. And small game, perfect with this. You can reach out and get them at 50, 75 yards easy with this. And I can hit steel silhouette targets 100 yards with this pistol. Just don't know at 100 yards, what kind of impact the round would have in 100 yards being a 22. But let's kind of go up the ladder here and take a look at the next mare's leg. I'm sorry, it's not really called a mare's leg. Rossi calls it a ranch hand, but it's in essence the same as Henry's mare's leg. It's got a 12-inch barrel, and they call it the ranch hand. It's made by Rossi, and it's got that short little stock you see here, probably about the same length. It's got a larger loop than this, which is really nice. This is a great gun to carry in the woods. They make thigh rigs for these that you can just slide this down inside the holster and strap the holster on your leg, on your thigh, and carry it around like that. And it's also classified as a pistol. And in the wintertime, you can get your gloved hand inside that loop really easily. I've seen a lot of people take the paracord that's real popular now, and they'll braid it around the loop so it's a little bit easier to grab and cock the handle. They've got the little ring here, both of them do. And this one, like I said, this one's 12-inch barrel just like this one, and they're both classified as pistols and sold as such. As far as the ATF is concerned, it is a pistol. This one's chambered 357 Magnum, what you got here. And then, of course, you can shoot your 38 Special, which is about $5, $6 cheaper for a 50-round box for practice. But it cycles it perfectly each round. I've shot this probably 100, 150 rounds, and it is great. So much fun. And this one, of course, has more kick than the 22, but I still would advise kind of resting this on the side of your cheek when you shoot it, look down the sights, because the stock's about the same size as your mare's leg, and it's really difficult to put it on your shoulder. There's a guy on YouTube that has a video of this, and he's shooting, I guess, 50 yards with it, and he's resting it on his shoulder, and I don't know how the guy does it unless he's got really short arms. But I've not had any success resting these short little pistols on my shoulder. But, they've all got the loading gate like your traditional, lever actions. Really, really neat little pistol. It's got a goofy little safety here at the top that I never was a fan of. On a lever action, I really don't see much purpose in having a safety. I mean, you can leave your hammer down with a round in the chamber And since the firing pin is mounted on the frame, you see that plunger right there? It's not going to accidentally discharge. So you can put one in the chamber and just lower your hammer, and there's your safety right there. You got to cock the hammer to fire the round. So the idea of these little chintzy, little goofy little safeties, some of them have a safety that's mounted on the side like a plunger, and you push it left and right across the receiver. This one's on top. I never did like those style safeties. I never really saw a purpose in it with lever actions. It's got buckhorn style sights, which are real nice. It's got a brass bead in the front. You know, there's your kind of sort of your sight picture there. But really neat little guns. I think they retail about $500. Of course, you know me, I didn't pay that for this one. And this one is brand new. Brand new when I got it, so like I said, I've got 150 rounds through it. So I broke it in style. Next one, I've got a Marlin 336 in the 44 Magnum, a 60s model, and that's on my other video. But I liked it so much that I wanted to get a more common 1894 S, and I looked and found one. This is the 1894 S Marlin, and it still has the micro groove barreling, and so it's just as accurate as the old 60s model. It's just not as nostalgic. You know, my 60s model, it's got a darker oak on it than this one, and you know, it is what it is. It's a 336 in a 44 Magnum, which they only made for 4 years, from 63 to 67. And this is your more common 1894 44 Magnum Marlin, which is what they started calling these in 1968, after they took the designation 336 44 Magnum out of production. This one doesn't have the large hoop lever. It's just got the standard lever. But something I was kind of happy to see on this when I first got it, it's got the additional little screw-in piece here that screws into the hammer. And the purpose of that is, as you can see, it's drilled and tapped for a scope mount. So you can put any type scope or red dot on the top of it. But when you put a scope here, you know, your scope's going to come way back here, and it's going to get in the way where it's difficult to get your thumb up here and cock this hammer. So this little piece here actually screws into the side of the hammer and makes it easy to, you see the profile of it, you just reach out here and cock it like so. When your scope is setting, say, right here, you can still get to it over here to cock the hammer. Pretty neat little addition. And they're not expensive. You can buy them on the internet in your sporting goods stores and things like that. But the sight picture is a little bit different on this one. It's still got buckhorn style sights, but it's got a hood in the front with a little white bead as opposed to a brass bead. Actually, is that white? No, that's more of a yellow color bead. But super great carbines. That's a 16-inch. I'm sorry, I think that's a 20-inch. That may be a 20-inch carbine. Yeah, I believe that's right. The 16-inch is this one here I'm thinking of. This is the Henry 22. Of course, what I like about Henrys the most, you can see look at that one, and then look at that one. This is just the short version of that. Very simple. I mean, it's got the same large loop lever. See there? You know, shoots just as nice. The actions on Henrys are amazing. Buttery smooth. Lots to like about that. The color of the wood is the same as the little mare's leg. Shoots the same stuff. 22 long rifle, 22 long, 22 short. And you can fit, I believe, if I'm thinking right, I think you could fit 12 22 long rifle rounds in here, 2 more than you can in the mare's leg. I believe that's right. But it's got the same style sights here. It's got the buckhorn style sight in the rear, but it does have the hood on the front, like this Marlin 1894 does. So that's a little bit different than, say, your Rossi 357 that doesn't have a hood on the front. So these Henrys are pretty nice. They put that hooded sight on the front. It's really easy to get your sight picture, stay on target. Pretty cool. And this shoots like a dream. I mean, just as accurate right out of the box. Of course, it shoots your 22 long rifle, which is more, mostly when I shoot in it. I don't shoot shorts very often. Guys, I've had the best luck with this Gila. It's Mexican ammo, Super Maximum Hypervelocity. You can buy this stuff online. It's hard to find in the stores, but it averages about $3.19 to $3.49 per box of 50. And it's worth it. It's more expensive than most 22 ammo, but it's worth it because the velocity is about 1,700 feet per second with about 203 pounds of force on impact, which is highly impressive for a 22 long rifle round. So for a bug out pistol, get to this little Henry Mare's Leg pistol, throw this in your backpack and load it up with these hot load 22 rounds, and you'd be surprised what four-legged little animal you could take down if you ever needed to feed your family in the woods. You needed to bug out or something. There's your 44 Magnum. We all know what that looks like. That's a beast. But there it is. I've got a Henry carbine, then I've got the Henry Mare's Leg, both in 22. That 357 Rossi ranch hand is super cool and very fun to shoot. They make a 44 Magnum in this one too, and a 45 Colt. And then I just had to have, gosh man, why in the world I had to have two 44 Magnums? I'm not swimming in money, guys. I'm really not. But I find one I like, and I look and look, and I find the best deals on them. So this is my second 44 Magnum Marlin carbine. I really like them. Good for hog hunting or deer hunting or something like that. Thanks for checking out the video. Check out my Lever Gun Heaven video for more of these lever guns. And I want to do a separate review, maybe tell you a little bit more about the specs on your ranch hand and your 1894 Marlin with the microgroove barreling, tell you some differences in the barreling, and the accuracy differences and things like that. Start talking about a little bit more in depth in individual videos, so stay tuned to the channel for that. And I've got some more guns I picked up, and I'll be doing reviews on too. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, tell your friends about the channel. I really enjoy doing it, guys. Thanks a lot. Catch you later.